Hey everyone, guess who's back? It's Kamish, back here with Week 2 previews. What an awesome Week 1 it was. Not a great Week 1 for the Kamish though, 6-4 in the predictions. Let's just get right into it right away. So Norman, Canadian guy, 0-1 versus Robert and Templars 0-1. What a comeback by Age Crew on Canadian guy last week. Had to be a tough one to swallow. Templars 1-0 lifetime. Thing about Templars, Gore becomes the starter for him. So that's big help there, and it'll definitely help. But Canadian guy, I think, has lots more to get excited about, namely Mahomes, Hines, Robbie Anderson. Canadian guy wins this one. Next up, Luke and Too Good for a Name, 0-1, taking on Chris and True North 0-1. Luke's 1-0 lifetime versus Chris and True North. But the reality here in this one, guys, is the injury to Michael Thomas now for Luke. I mean, are you kidding? Yikes, that's going to hurt a lot. I was surprised to see Chris make the trade on Malcolm Brown, but I think a second was just too good to pass up on a guy that just had one good game. Well, it may to be seen if he has more, but I'm going Chris True North here. Next up is myself, For Business, 0-1, taking on Stan and BC Lions 1-0. Stan's actually 1-0 lifetime versus me. Looking at this one, I realize my lineup's mediocre. It's just, it is what it is. And to me, unless Stan sells more this week, I think he's going to bring me to 0-2. I got Stan winning this one still, even after trading 3 good players away, for one of them for King's Ransom. Next up, we got Sabatica Spartans, Doosan 1-0 versus Brian in the 12th man, 0-1. First meeting between the two. Jacobs looks like it's the right move for Brian. Obviously traded first overall pick for Jacobs and Dawson Knox. Thing about Brian too, KJ Hamler is going to help too, but I think the injury to Michael Thomas helps Sabatica Spartans more, in the fact that Traquan Smith will get more targets. I'm going Sabatica Spartans in this one. Next up, we got Lucas and Green Lightning 1-0, taking on Adrian and the Age Crew 1-0. This could have been the game of the week. Two solid teams. Adrian's 2-0 lifetime versus Lucas. They played twice last year. Injuries have hurt both teams, ironically. Here's two teams near the top, and they have injuries already. Le'Veon Bell for Adrian, Philip Lindsay for Lucas and Green Lightning, especially after paying a King's ransom for Lindsay. It hurts. As of the recording of the video, not too sure on the severity of the injury. And then also Kittle could be also an injury concern. Adrian obviously sees Snell getting a lot better, but Lucas also kind of seen Myles Gaskin potentially having a role for Miami. I'm going Lucas in this one. Next up, it's Krista and Storm 1-0, taking on Milan in the 6-0-1 divisional matchup. Rich history between these two. Krista's owned Milan. She's 7-2 lifetime versus Milan, has always taken him down. I think in this one, Noel Barkley rebounds in a big way. Obviously losing Jarwin and Mims stings for Milan in the 6, but I don't think it stings that much. And for Storm, you got to wonder what McCole Hardman's role is going to be. You hope he has a bigger role. If I'm going to 6 here. Next up, it's Eric and Swahino 0-1, taking on Sean and Misfits. Fallen Misfits 1-0. First meeting between the two. For Fallen Misfits, obviously the addition of Malcolm Brown will solidify the win here. Sean seems to be getting better now every year, and for Eric, I don't think anybody's had a worse bad luck off season. And maybe a couple, Luke too, and there's been some, but I got Sean and Fallen Misfits in this one. Next up, we got Brandon and the Architect 0-1, taking on Suze and Fighting Geese 1-0, the defending champion. Suze 1-0 lifetime versus the Architect. When I looked at this one, the big difference is going to be Zeke. He's going to be the ultimate difference. The run game's awful for Suze, but there could be some good things on the horizon. Apparently, Devontae Freeman is to sign next week, apparently. But the thing about Suze, it looks like Devontae Parker could be out, and I think that's going to attribute to a Brandon win for the Architect. Next up, we got Ellie Island 1-0, taking on Danny and Billsy Bob's 0-1. These teams are 1-1 lifetime. Looking at this one, Royce Freeman for Ellie might give her some points in a run game now with Lindsey hurt. And for me, I think Devontae Adams has the potential for being the WR1 in fantasy. I'm going Ellie Island in this one. Next up, it's the game of the week. It's Ryan and Deuce Bombers 1-0, taking on Joshua and Life's of Mitch 1-0, American Division foes. Ryan's 2-1 lifetime versus Joshua. And when I look at this one, a couple of things that need to be answered. Can James Conner rebound for Deuce Bombers? Does he come back right away? The other thing, Travis Kelce, he's a game changer, obviously, for Joshua. And he also needs Alshon Jeffrey to come back. And when he does, I think it's going to make Joshua even better. I think this one's going to be the closest game of the week. NFL.com feels the same way. And I got Joshua pulling it out in the end to go 2-0. Anyways, enjoy your week 2, guys. We'll see you for week 3.